It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Hey guys, what is going on? Happy podcasting, guys. Welcome to Savage Unfiltered Show. I'm your host, Savage, guys. If you'd like this episode and you want to check out more, scan this QR code, guys. It's going to go right to our website, savageunfiltered.com. All of our content, both video and audio, can be found on the website at savageunfiltered.com. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Guys, before we jump into the show, into the program, I do want to say that this program will be a live stream program that I took off a format through my good friend Marlin on X. So hat tip to you, Marlin. Excuse me. For continue doing what you're doing. So, with that being said, guys, what you're about to hear is an X Space recording that I took off of Marlin's X Space he had a few days ago to be presented into this program of the episode today. We're going to discuss a lot about NOAA. We're going to discuss a lot about the brokers affecting the independent truckers. We're going to talk about the entire boycott that's still being affected up in the New York City tri-state area. We're going to talk about it a lot. We're going to get into a lot of different things. You're going to hear some members from NOAA in Marlin's space. So you're going to see a lot, guys. Thanks very much for jumping in, and let's get to the special recording.
Savage. Real talk, no filter on Savaged Unfiltered. Savaged.
Pardon, no, you got the floor. Go ahead. Yeah, in fact, hold on 1 second, man. I want to go to Jennifer. She's got her hands up, and Mac also. There's Savage that's in the space here, and you know what? A lot of people are taking notice on what happened in New York. I think a lot of other people need to hear some of the stories behind a lot of the motives. So. Savage has, agreed to come in and really start getting the story out on his podcast and so we're expanding the voice here. So if I can, just let me go to Jennifer first, then we'll go back to you, Mac, and then we'll go to Savage.
I was just going to say, maybe this is something that could be as simple as, there's a lot of misconception in the brokers have an MC number. MC standing for motor carrier. Maybe there needs to be an MB number, or just MCB and an MCC instead of just MC. That way it's clarified, initially right from the jump, and then they can, clear up those laws. I don't know if that's the right answer. I'm just saying it's a possibility that, I think we need to separate the MC number for brokers from the MC number for carriers in a way that's duly noted in that number, just so that it's a clear identifier, because I can't tell you how many times somebody will send me an invoice and it has, they're invoiced somebody, and I look at it and I say, why am I invoicing this? Why did you invoice this person? Why did you take this load from them? They're a motor carrier. They don't have broker authority. Why would you take a load from them anyway? And so I don't know that it's always inherently noted when they get a load. And then maybe they have a broker authority that's not on the same MC or whatever. I don't know, but the entity that they're invoicing is the motor carrier side. I'm just saying it would clear up a lot of things at first glance. So
Look, if we knew that there was some kind of governing body, one of the questions that I have for the FMCSA is, why do they have the structure instituted in the home goods but not on the spot market? That makes no sense. So then they're constantly screaming about budgets. The FMCSA is asking for $1.2 billion for the budget this year. They were at $700 million. talking about SROs and being able to institute something to save taxpayers' money, I think this is the way we should be looking. So let's go back to Mac, and then we'll go to you, David.
Okay, so what I want to point out to you guys is this MCA, MCB, and all this other stuff came from one person. He started talking about it, and the one thing that I warned him about, and I warned you guys that he's doing, is he is adding, subtracting, cutting, chopping, and the other guys, their excuses are, well, lawyers do this all the time. So I'm going to read this to you. This is right from 371.2 definitions. Broker means a person who, for compensation, arranges or offers to arrange the transportation of property by an authorized motor carrier.
Savage.
Motor carriers are persons who are employees of a or bona fide agents of carriers are not brokers. Within the meaning of this section, when they arrange or offer to arrange the transportation of shipments which they are authorized to transport, in which they have accepted and legally bound themselves to transport. Keywords: are not brokers. These guys are psychological tactics and moving words around to try to convince you that what they are doing is legally correct, acceptable, above the board, and justified. They're doing it right now with the labor law, with the new USDOL rule. They're coming at me right now hard, saying this, saying that. But nobody's addressing the problems that are associated with the 1099 model from their side.
Wow.
They just wanted to stop it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What these people are doing up on Capitol Hill yesterday and today.
Crazy.
They just want to stop the rule, but they're not addressing the problem. That's what these guys are doing. That's why they're coming so hard at you, Chris, and at you, Mike, and at you, Jennifer, and at me. Okay? That's why they're doing this. They want to make you believe that what they are saying is right. This is what the FMCSA has done for decades. When you go talk to them about something that's being done wrong to truckers, well, we can't. Well, we don't know that we can. Well, I'm not sure that we can take that position.
That's messed up.
For decades, people.
Wow.
They have. There's nobody that's really stood up to them hard. And when we do, we get called the bad guys.
Huh.
Trust me. I got called so many words after I walked out of that board meeting and left that property, it wasn't even funny. Okay? But not getting paid is not something that I enjoy as an experience. Okay? So what we are experiencing is a pushback of over 40 plus years of companies of the FMCSA, of the USDOT, basically, for lack of better words, throwing excrement on the truck drivers, on the motor carriers, and just letting the brokers do whatever they want to do because they make up their own definitions. The law, I just read it to you, the definition. And these guys will twist and turn and come back around.
Twisting the language. That's what it's called. It's called twisting the language. Yeah.
And say, ha-ha.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're doing. So if you guys want to continue to associate with them, you can.
Wow.
I won't. But for the FMCSA to say that they can't or they won't or this, that, the other, nah. They just want us to go away. So that's why it's important to keep this going. Thank you.
those guys have manipulated that definition and built their businesses around it. They don't have any structure to go with enforcement. You understand, right? So they've used that to the fullest degree, and now they've set their businesses up, and they realize how detrimental it would be. That's why the pushback. Let's go to Hippie, and then we'll go right to you, Savage.
Real quick, Matt. Real quick, Marlon. Matt, please send me that link, because I am blowing the FMCSA's pages up, and that's what I'm doing. I'm going to unblock you. Please don't comment on my personal posts anymore. I would appreciate it, but I would like your input on my posts. I'm going to let bygones be bygones at this point.
I'll just put it up on the purple. I'll just put it up in the post for everybody.
Wow.
There you go. Building bridges. I like it. Go ahead, Hippie.
Oh. Wow. Huh. So, guys, what you're hearing here is a program that we're cross-screaming from Marlin's X Space, guys, which I'm going to be going on here momentarily. As you're hearing Marlin and some of the members from NOAA speaking out against this crap against American truckers. It's terrible what's going on. It really is. I mean,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And you know what, Hippie, you couldn't be more right. And that's why, hey, we need to build other coalitions, not just truck drivers. I've been saying that for a couple months. We're going to be working on that.
So, when was the last time you heard anything about the trucker strike against New York State because of the $380 million fine that asshole judge put against Donald Trump? You haven't, have you? Nope. Because the liberal media, the woke media, which is actually the epicenter, is in New York, are scared shitless that the truckers will continue their strike because they know how effective it is. And they know how it's going to drive up costs and make their lives miserable, which they should. So they stopped having any type of media coverage of the trucker strike. So, truckers, you're doing a great job. Keep up your boycott of New York State, and especially New York City. You guys are the best. You're doing God's work. Take care.
Savage, man, thanks for coming into the show. How you doing? Good to see you.
hey, good to see you too, Marlin. Just letting you know, man, I decided to literally live stream this entire conversation through my network here on X. So a big shout out to what you're doing, buddy. I'm live here in my studio here, live streaming on X, and I've been hearing everything that you guys are talking about with the brokers, with, you know, the somewhat of the harassment coming towards NOAA. Guys, I want to say I'm a big supporter of what you're doing. I've been a big supporter of you now, Marlin, for quite some time here on X. And what's going on here in America is literally utterly disgusting. With the truck drivers facing all that backlash, up in New York. I've been seeing some pictures from some friends that still live up in that way. And now these truck drivers are getting harassed, threatened, because they do not want to continually pick up loads coming to and from New York City. They're basically saying that you're starving us. You're killing us. You're making the shelves in New York City empty. Well, Marlin, if you want to agree with me or not, that's your own personal opinion. But in my personal opinion, I think that the people in New York City, the bureaucrats, those radical Democrats, have done it to themselves. Literally. They've done it to themselves. They literally turned their city into a cesspool amongst third world banana republic forms, in my personal opinion. So they done it to themselves. Now, is it the truck driver's fault? No. They have to do a job, but they're not going to put up with the nonsense that's coming out of New Jersey and New York area, the whole tri-state area. I'm from New York, guys. I have seen what New York was, what it looked like then to where it's now. I'm glad I don't live in that city anymore. And my hearts go out to friends and some family members that still reside in the area. It's utterly disgusting. And now you guys are talking about brokers? Like brokers are going after independent truck drivers and other truck drivers in that aspect because, you know, like they're saying truck drivers don't want to pay the freight on the bill? Marlin, there's a lot going on right now in the trucking industry. A lot. How can we fix the mess that we're in? That's my question. I want to yield to that. Yeah.
Here's the number one thing. Number one is that we're spreading the message.
Right.
I'm going to tell you right now, Savage, I'm glad that you came in because, you know, this word we've been screaming for a year. Now it's to the point where this narrative of the transparency has infected the entire Congress and has infected the entire trucking community. So, you know what? It does work. The corporate, to boycott corporate, we thought, oh my God, how are we going to do that? You know who showed us the way? Mike did show us the way when he first came out last year and he started boycotting TQL, right? And there's been advances, and we're forcing the FMCSA to start enforcing this, a little cut at a time. So, you know, look, there's not just one problem. There's 25 problems, Savage. Mm-hmm. So, you know, to have people come up and pick that frequency up and they realize, hey, there is a major problem. You know, who should be standing up is the businesses and the citizens inside of those 5 boroughs that have been blackballed. That city didn't do anything about it to make some kind of alliance, to make some kind of, compromise, right? Now, those businesses should be standing up. And you know what, Savage? Until they do, it's not going to matter.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Marlin. I agree with you. And thank you for allowing me to come into your space. And guys, if you're viewing us here on X, whether you're viewing us on the Savaged X account here on the live stream or you're listening to Marlin's Space, please, guys, hit that like and follow button because there's a lot of information coming out of his spaces, a lot of correct information, facts, factual stuff. Marlin, you do not deliver spin. You don't deliver the narrative. That's why I love your space. That's why I love some of the people in this space. You guys deliver facts, whether you want to listen to the facts or not. They're facts, guys. You have to understand something. As I close up with this conversation here on Marlin's Space, you have to understand something. If the trucking business dies tomorrow, that's it. That's it for America. What do you want to? You want to live off of communist countries like China and Venezuela and Cuba and places like Russia? Is that what America wants to go to? Do we want to depend on other countries that can care two craps about us? Oh, just give me funding. Just give me money. Just give me money. The hell with the United States. We just care about the taxpayers' money. I mean, that's what America's going to. Oh, God. I can go on and on, Marlin, but I'm going to let some other speakers have their chance to speak, buddy. But thanks very much, man, for letting me comment on this.